David Rubenstein, Orioles owner. There's a breakfast today with Mike Milken, a good friend of yours, chairman of the National Prostate Cancer Foundation. You've known Mike a long time. You've been involved with that cause for a long time. What can you tell us about prostate cancer and the work that he does?
Prostate cancer is something that every man should worry about. A large percentage of men will get it during their lifetime. If you don't correct it early on, you can die from it. Now, Mike Milken has done an incredible job of revolutionizing prostate cancer awareness and doing that in part by going to baseball stadiums every year. For 30 years, he's gone to every baseball stadium, Major League Baseball stadium, for one game. So he'll be at the Orioles stadium today, and he's done recently a couple others that I know about. White Sox, I was there with him at that. Basically, he tries to educate men about the importance of getting a check on prostate cancer. There are several ways you can check whether you have it or potentially have it. One is a marker called PSA, or blood test, and the second is a digital exam. If you get prostate cancer early on, you can correct it and you can live a nice, normal life. If you don't correct it early on, you can die from it. So it's a very serious disease. Many men didn't want to talk about it for a long time, but it's not unlike breast cancer. Many women didn't want to talk about breast cancer until Betty Ford came down with it in the 1970s. She talked about it. Now women have a really good chance of beating breast cancer if they have early detection. If you get breast cancer detected in, let's say, the first stage, stage 1, you have a 98 to 99% chance of survival. The same is true in prostate cancer. If you get it in stage 1 and you have detection and you have treatment, you can beat prostate cancer. But if you get it in stage 4 and you haven't had earlier treatment, you have a potential of dying. So what we're trying to do, and what Mike is trying to do, is revolutionize the way people know about prostate cancer and go to a doctor and get a detection of whether they have it or they don't, and then get annual checkups as well. So it's a very serious disease, and one of the ways we try to educate people about it is going to baseball stadiums, because you have a lot of men who are baseball fans, and obviously the players are men.
I've heard you say before that Mike is somebody who's really revolutionized the way medicine is studied and researched in this country, even though he's not someone with a medical background.
Yes.
In what ways has he been able to do that?
Well, he came down with prostate cancer in his 40s, and he had prostate surgery. But as he understood what was going on, he realized there were dozens of prostate cancer foundations, all of whom were kind of working at cross purposes. So he consolidated all the prostate cancer foundations in the United States into one main prostate cancer foundation, and he's generously funded it. He's also funded a lot of research around the country in it. So if there's any one person who's responsible for the early detection and knowledge of it in the last couple decades, it's Mike Milken. Now, in Johns Hopkins in Baltimore has also been involved with the revolution of prostate cancer. Dr. Patrick Walsh at Johns Hopkins developed a way to remove the prostate in a way that's much healthier and safer for men than was developed, the process that was used years ago. So he as well has been very involved, and Johns Hopkins in Baltimore is a leader in prostate cancer surgery and detection.
You have been very involved with the community in your time here. You mentioned Johns Hopkins, broadening out a little bit beyond just the Prostate Cancer Foundation. In your couple of months here on the job, Johns Hopkins, we know about the situation with T. Rowe Price, a new partner of the Orioles. How has this community and this team matched each other so far, and how's your vision for what the Orioles can be to the community coming to fruition?
Well, the Orioles have been part of Baltimore from 1954, not counting the minor league times in the early part of this last century. But the Orioles have always been an important part of the community. What we're trying to do is get the Orioles to be even deeper in their roots in the community, be involved much more with philanthropic endeavors here, be much more involved in civic projects here. So I want more and more people to come to the Orioles games, not only because they want to see great baseball, because they want to be part of Baltimore and help make Baltimore a more vibrant city.
Before we go, I have to ask you about this beautiful piece of necktie you're wearing here.
Yes, the Major League Baseball players actually get voted into the All-Star game by fan votes. So these are 9 players who are now on the ballot for Major League Baseball All-Stars. These are the 9 Orioles that are on the ballot, and hopefully the fans in Baltimore will vote for them. All 9 of them would be great, but we have some that are certainly going to be elected for sure. But we have 9 that are on the ballot, and hopefully our Baltimore fans will get out and vote for these players.
Is there a tie with your face on it?
I don't think anybody would buy that tie, no.
One person will buy it. That'll be me. That'll be next. David, thank you so much for coming with us.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.